Hi everyone, v8burble back to do the winners weekly updates. Now I missed last week, so I was away on holiday abroad, and then when I came back I figured I'll tie them in together because these are the last events that are running on version 1.x of GSPRO. I'm delighted that GSPRO version 2 is coming out in the next few hours. Obviously hope there won't be any unforeseen issues forcing a rollback. I don't expect that to be the case. A number of people have already got preview versions of it. Not me. And I will of course be doing my videos showing what's in the new version probably later today, the moment I can, and certainly be playing some rounds today, which I'll put out on the YouTube channel. But let's cover the winners for these last two events. We'll start with Pro as I always do, and the winners of the Pro event, CJ Cup, which is last week's event. The winner was Willie, and he won it rather convincingly there with 13 under, 12 under, two really impressive rounds, with Jordan Hood, C. Stevenson second, and Bob Chung and Keymart finishing out the top five. I'll flick down to the bottom to see how many played. 70 finished their rounds there. That's pretty good for Pro. I'm seeing a few more people stepping up and playing Pro, even if they're normally playing web or PGA, which I think is a really good thing. Get the world ranking points, see where you fit in the lie of the land, and it's it's good to measure yourself up against the guys at the top. So well done getting those in. I was pretty mediocre there, 26th. Good second round though, 5 under. But not too impressive. So let's look at the net. So well done, Willie. Looking at the net leaderboard, we have two people tied at the top, Golf Nut and Willie. I've got a feeling that Golf Nut took it on count back. I'm afraid I'd have to go back a week, 2 weeks to actually check that out. If it's not the case, then apologies, Willie. But well done both of you guys. Match the scores. I always like to, I guess net leaderboard, I probably like to see the gross, the higher handicap, the lower handicap win it, just like I would if it's a tie on gross. But anyhow, that's not how it's done. Benny third, Nick Need third, and T-Line tied for third. So well done. I was 13th there. And at the bottom, RMS Anger. Always give a shout out there for whoever's getting those rounds in. Well done getting the rounds in. Hopefully better this week. Moving on to this week's event that just finished yesterday, or was closed up yesterday. The winner of the gross event for Pro, I'm afraid it wasn't Bob. It's not the legend Bob Chung. It was actually GSPRO who took it on countback. I'm not entirely sure what the rules are, but I think it's the second round of 7 under that takes it possibly. It might just be the back 9 in round 2. So Bob second, the Mooks third, and Brett and De Vries tied for fourth. So well done, guys. This was a tough setup this week, so it doesn't surprise me that only 51 finished the rounds. There were lots of drives where it's OB left, OB right. There were loads of difficult greens and runoffs and questionable pins. I actually thought it played fairly, very, very tough, but fairly. Many people thought it was a bit of a joke. So I played okay that week to finish wherever I did. So well done you guys, and well done T-Boz at the bottom for getting that round in. I think the more people playing Pro and stepping up, the better it is. Let's look at the net leaderboard. And the final version 1 GSPRO net winner for Pro was... I think I read that the Mooks took it. Which I guess would be the back 9, because it wouldn't therefore be that second round. But I've just got a feeling when I look, let me just see if I can find it. It is here, I am looking it up. I have to look into the Discord channel to see what was announced. And for Pro net, yes, it was the Mooks that took it. So well done to all you guys there, putting in some great performances, but it is the Mooks that takes it, with Snaphook Snell, Wiz tied for second place, and Bob Chung, Dan 22, and De Vries finishing out those top 5 places. So well done, guys. Ooh, 9th for me. That's not bad for me. Little old me. As I say, the Miller there at the bottom of the net leaderboard. So again, well done for getting those rounds in. Moving on to the PGA events. This is last week's event. The winner there was Golf Nut by just 1 shot. Looks like it's the impressive round 1 that just did it. But very good, winning with a handicap of -1. That's impressive, winning the gross there. Second, Z71, and third, the Miller and Baldo, and finishing out the top 5, Mazankap, Jason Sol, yes, sorry, and 9 Ian. So well done, guys, for doing that. Down the bottom of the leaderboard, fair number finished it. 121 got the rounds in, good stuff. I encourage web players to play up to PGA. And SK15M, well done for getting those rounds in, and good to see lots of people finishing that event. Looking at the net, so this again is last week's event, not the one that finished yesterday. And the winner here appears to have been Golf Nut, taking it on 13 under. Big Pappy in second. I think Big Pappy was nervous that I was going to give him a shout out with the shame music because of people playing. Well, no, that might be his web score. Let's have a look. But there's been a few people that have decided or been told to play the tour above, and I think that's a good thing as well, particularly when it comes to web. We'll get onto that. So Golf Nut from Big Pappy, Lus 63, Tim Siegel, Hamo and DY's finishing out the top 5, so well done, guys. Down the bottom of the leaderboard for net, J Comp Guru. A little bit of distance at the bottom, but hopefully can get in there with a better round next week. Not saying that wasn't a good round. Maybe you played extremely well. What do I know? Yeah, I can only offend people by doing these things. Occasionally I'll praise somebody. Moving on to this week's event that finished yesterday, the Butterfield Bermuda Championship. And this, as I say, was brutal setup. So any winner of this has played well. And it's convincingly winning gross is D. Froy's 9 ahead of second. Tim in second. Tied third with Armac and Sean McKenzie, and fifth Baldo. But yeah, only one guy stood out there, and that's D. Froy. So well played. Again, looking at the numbers that finished that, 100 isn't bad. It was tough. So a score of plus 96 doesn't surprise me if it's someone that's kind of getting into it. So well done SK15M for getting those rounds in. Let's look at net leaderboard. I'd imagine with that much of a lead, it will be De Fruys again. Yes, it is, yeah. 4 clear of Mathesis. Sean McKenzie in third, Brutus in fourth, and Armac in fifth. So well done getting those rounds in. I'm just shouting out a South African flag. I haven't seen many South Africans on here. So, yeah, I'll give that one a shout out just because it's a flag I haven't seen that often. And at the bottom of the table for net, just one adrift, was Dudenhofer. So, yeah, well done, guys. The more people that play these events, the better. And these are the last events running with GSPRO version 1. We move on to web. Here we go. This is where everybody complains. I don't, but and looking at the gross winner, was it Owen again? I thought Owen didn't play this week. Oh, that was last week. This is last week's event, and Owen was one of the guys that did talk in Discord and say he's going to play the how can he remove himself from the web tour. So if you are going to leave the web tour, you may as well leave it with a win. So well done, Owen. Second, BVD. Big Pappy, I say he was nervous about me calling him out with the shame music. No shame music at all. Bordock and Fairways finishing out the top 5. How many people finished web last week? Sublime there and Endless Summer at the bottom. But 121, that's a decent turnout. Looking at the net leaderboard. The winner for last week's event, not the last one, but the last week's, was Big Pappy. Shame. No, I'm not doing it. Good performance there, taking it on net with 8 under off a handicap of 0. Bandit. Second, MU Waggle. Third, Greco. And tied fourth, Reverse-ma and BJ Bell. So well done, guys, getting those in. And we're moving on to the final web event to be run with GSPRO version 1. This is the event that finished yesterday, and the winner on gross was Fairways 918 on 3 under, 4 clear of second place Jahim, and then getting down to tied third Shrads, Jason Palmer, and tied fifth Soupy, and Foghorn 78 Michael Dixon. So well done, guys. It was a tough setup, as I've said. Wasn't a lot of fun. It was one of those that I was mentally and physically exhausted and delighted to finish the round. And down the bottom of the web, gross was JSR Golf. Well done for getting that in. 104. Bit lower numbers than normal for web, but again, not surprising with that setup. Looking at who won net. Who's the biggest bandit down there in the net? League table, it is Jahim, it would appear to be. Just ahead of Fairways, Lust 63 in third, Jason Palmer in fourth, Soupy Sea Dog. What a bandit! I didn't know Craig played it. What an absolute bandit. Rob and Foghorn 78, Michael Dixon. I'll be sending him a message after this. He did say he'd played it. I didn't know he'd finished top 5 net. Anyhow, well done, Jahim, for that one. So we'll skip on. Moving on, auto putt. I'll be nice and quick here. Auto putt. The winners with 97 took part in the auto putt. I guess there's a lot of Garmin R10 users and guys like that here. Albeit it's GC2 one that's always at the top. But J-Lag took it from Bob, Bomberhild, Keymart, and Crep and the Mooks, finishing out the top 5. So well done, J-Lag, just beating out the legendary Bob Chung. Moving on to, do we do net for? I'll do net. It is a proper tour, given that some of the guys can't putt. So it is important I cover it. Net for the auto putt week 8, which is last week's event. The winner was Bomberhild. Well done, Bomberhild. Swedish flag, from what I can see. Nice to see the Europeans up there. Oh, is that Ireland? I think that's Ireland. Can't tell the orange or red on my Mac. David 85 second. Katie Knar third. And J-Lag and Jatty Garden finishing out the top 5. So well done, guys. That's the net leaderboard for Auto Putt last week. Excuse me, moving on to auto putt for this week. So this is the final one on version 1, and oh no, Wiz is up there. Tell me Wiz didn't win it. Can't be Wiz, another legend of the game. Did Wiz take it? Auto putt. Fandorm and Venti, from what I can see, won the 2. So Fandorm, Swedish flag, took it, just sadly knocking Wiz and Brett, I'm only joking, Wiz, down to second place, and Keymart in fourth, Tim and J-Lag finishing out the top 5. So well done, guys, and well done, Fandorm, for taking that one on countback. Down the bottom of the... Oh, was I up there? Scottish flag. Going to Rockley, saw a Scottish flag. 97 people finished, and Sublime down there at the bottom on that one, but well done for getting those rounds in. And looking at the net... Now, this was different setup. This was different course to the Pro PGA Web. Looking at the net winner, it was Venti 2K, Corey second, Tandy third, Kingle fourth, and Fandorm finishing out the top 5. So well done, guys, on the Auto Putt Tour. Let's have a look at the par 3 one. Par 3 for last week. Bob took it from Willie. Oh, did he? Did he? Who got the par 3? I don't know on countback. I can't go back on Discord. I don't know how far back it was. I was on holiday and it will take me ages to find it. Let's look at the scorecards quickly. I'm going to assume it's the back 9 that takes it in round 2. So Bob 3 under. I could be wrong. Here, but we'll go for Bob 3 under. Willie in round 2, the back 9. Round 2, 4 under. I've got a feeling on that basis that it's going to be Willie that took it. Bob in second, Shank in third, and tied fourth, Dan 22, Baldo, and C. Stevenson. Unlucky Bob if it is, and apologies Bob if you were actually the winner and I didn't know the countback rules. Looking into week 9, which is the week just finished, and Willie has won it again. So back to back there. Just one clear of Brett, Crep, Keymart, Pontus, and M. Loga finishing out the top 5. So well done, guys. How many people are finishing that kind of event? 100, pretty good. Well done, Customs Golf Clubs at the bottom. Custom Golf Clubs, even. Is that us done? Not quite. 2-man scramble, week 7. So this is the week last week. And it looks like, surprise, surprise, the cream has risen to the top again, and Salty and K4 took that 4 clear of the other guys. So that's a pretty convincing win. So this is a week ago, looking at the net winners. And the net winners last week were Seagulum and Jay Strabler, not names I'm familiar with. So well done. And the rest of the top 5, again, not guys I particularly know, I don't think. So well done, guys, for doing well on net. Looking into this week's event that just finished. John and I didn't get a chance to finish our round there, which was a bit frustrating, just didn't have time. And the winners are either Jared, Barley and Willie or Salty and K4. Let's look at it. Jared and Willie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 under. Salty and K4. A bit more prep, and yes, I don't need to do this, but well, I'll try my best. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and at that point, I'm not interested in who won. I'm going to say both. Well done, guys. Somebody got the win. And the other guys finished out the top 5, so they were 3 clear, so fairly convincingly clear. Looking at the 4-man scramble, so this is the monthly event. Myself, John and Tommy have found an extra player, and it's the other YouTube sensation. The other, obviously, me being the first. Mitch from Handicap Golf, so he will be joining our 4-man team for the next month's event. But in the event just gone, winning by 2 clear was Wise, Joe Murray, Ned and Miggs. And that is a bandit team because we had those guys in our clans event this week and we shot 59 and still lost. So, yeah, well done, guys, for winning that one. There isn't a net, so we'll forget about net. And the only final things to say, the 3-man scramble is still going on, the bracket, over at Sim Golf. And over the last 2 weeks, these guys have progressed. Big matchup there with Brett, Pikage, and I forget who the third person is. Another long hitter. Going through and knocking out Bob and Wiz and D-Show. They've gone out there. We won our game, myself, Tommy and John. So we're through to the semi-finals. And these matches will be played this week. So we will find out who will be playing the final next week and the bronze match. Apart from that, it's just to say thank you to the guys at SGT that have run this tour, mainly Cookie. But obviously there are plenty of other guys that help out, guys like Soupy and John Mayer and other guys. I think in all probably still does stuff. It's been a really good stuff. It's not even the end of season, but it's been fantastic with version 1 of GSPRO, and I can't wait to try out version 2. And thank you, of course, to the GSPRO guys and development team. Can't wait to see that the new version is downloading, hopefully in a couple of hours. Thank you for watching this. I know that's been quite a long one. I'll be putting out my GSPRO version 2 video later. Hopefully, if you want to, subscribe and let me know what you think of that. Goodbye. Till next time.